Well, look at this. Here we are, Sofia, Bulgaria. This is the Vidisha Mountains. To give you a little where I'm at. Here we go, just scan quickly. I'll bring it around to me slowly. There we are. PK here, living out of the box and very jet lagged after an 18-hour flight. But let me take it inside here. And I'm going to give you, I have to tell you this, I heard it yesterday on the plane. Sorry for my appearance, as you can see. There's going to be no coat and nice look for the next 6 weeks. Don't forget I'm on vacation for the next 6 weeks. So let's see where we're at here. Okay. PK out of the box. Very tired. I'm very grateful to be here. It was a very tough trip, but look, you can't complain. It's still closed to Americans. I feel grateful. The weather is set in the 60s, in the highs, the lows, in the 40s. So it's quite a big difference than being in Florida. Anyway, got my notes here. What I want to tell you is the name of the show for today is, which I really found unbelievable, is what is the best gold investment advice I've heard in a very long time. And let me give you a little introduction. You know, I do listen. I actually subscribe to a couple of these YouTube channels of some of the gold and silver and the currency. People that a lot of you believe in, because I really want to know. And this happens to be a person I respect. I don't want to mention his name. He's a guy from the UK. I'm sure many of you maybe even subscribe to his channel. He's got quite a few subscribers. And I do respect him, even though I disagree with him, only because he was in the business for 20 years in London, on my side, on the future side. And he's older. He's my age, I'm sure, too. Remember, I'm going to be 62 in August. But I do listen to him every day, even though pretty much he says the same thing over and over, like most of these people. All the arguments and reason why he's a very big silver stacker. I'm not sure I think he's got some gold coins too, but he talked about, he gave some, I don't want to say advice because we can't give advice, but I liked his theory. Of everything everything anybody has said, I wanted to tell you that PK, as a futures trader of 35 years, I really think this is something you should consider. And that is, what it is the situation is this: buying the Newmont Mining stock on the exchange because they pay close to 3% dividend. Now it's trading near the highs at 74. Of course, he's recommended jumping in here. Of course, I would never jump in here. But if you're, again, since most of you are a stacker, you can jump in really anywhere. It doesn't matter because you think silver's going to 100. So what's the difference? You buy it here, it's at 70. Even though this is gold, but it isn't. What's great about this is that you're going to get paid. You're getting a dividend of close to 3%. Now, I know you can say, PK, can't they change the dividend like in any stock? Of course. But you're talking about Newmont Mining, I think is the biggest gold mining stock there is. So here you're gonna earn some money as you're waiting. I know most of you think it's going to happen this year, 2 years from now, 3. But let's say you're wrong. It happens in 10 years. Okay? So, I think silver and gold are going up, since we're just about the gold right now. But either way, it's the same. The argument's the same. Here, let's say you're wrong. Let's say your timing is wrong. And you're going to be right, but it happens 10 years from now. You're going to be making 3% on your money. They can pay you this dividend, and you could take it out. And here, instead of you're earning money, instead of just holding it in your coins, in your bullion, which earns nothing. This is one of the negatives. We know the positives. You have it in your hand. No one could take it from you. It could be super valuable in the future. But, I think, if you're one of these, you're one of the real stackers, which what I think, there's many of you. Look at me, I can barely talk. Listen, it's from the jet lag, lack of sleep. It's 7 hours later from Florida. It's just, I'm not a very good traveler, is what I can tell. I'll be screwed up for a couple of days, but I got so many things I want to talk about because when I'm on that plane sitting in the airport, I listen to all these things like I do. I even tried to make some trades in the plane and I lost the connection. But anyway, really, so who's it for? It's really mainly for the group of you who are investing in gold and silver as a hedge. Not so much that you're believing as we're coming to the end of the financial system in the next 2 years and the dollar's going to crash, but either way, I think it's very good. Like I said, instead of even buying the GLD, I like this play better, actually. I like this news of mining. I would do it myself if I was not a trader and a long-term holder. I mean, I say long-term, 10, 20, 30 years like most of you. And here you're going to earn this close to 3%, assuming they keep this dividend, which you have to assume they will. Why wouldn't they? And then you can say, well, and if you're one of the stackers who don't want to be involved with the stock exchange or the GLD or any of the ETFs, silver ETFs, you're just really a pure stacker. You got to have those coins, and I mean you got to have that bullion in your possession too. Don't forget, don't ever store it. This is one of the biggest mistakes. There's been so many scams even when I was in the business. I started in gold and silver. I saw one of the very first gold and silver bullion called the International Gold Bullion Exchange. You guys are all too young to remember this. They were the first one. They were taking ads out in the Wall Street Journal, and they happened to be in their office, their headquarters, was one floor below me. Off of Sunset Boulevard, and I met the guy, and it was the whole floor, super impressive. Of course, so the whole thing was a scam. He never bought he convinced all the clients to let him store it, and they ended up, FBI, they found, went to his warehouse and found painted gold bars and silver bullion, and they tried to distribute the money. Of course, he ended up committing suicide. So, this was, I think, one of the very first bullion scams, and we know there's been many, many since then. So, of course, if you're a stacker, rule number one is I would never let anybody hold that bullion. I don't care. Risky this, bury it in your backyard. Don't let anybody hold it. You can say, well, I don't want to put my bank savings deposit box. What happens if the bank goes down? I can't get it. Okay. Take the risk and find a good place to hide that bullion of yours. So silver coins or gold, whatever you're into. But I wanted to give you this other alternative, because you could take a portion, even you silver and gold stackers. You could say, you know what, PK I'm making a good point. What happens if I'm right, but my timing is wrong? So I'm sitting in my bullion for years, not making any money, and one day, okay, so I'm going to be right, but here you can be making 3% a year or close to it. And I think this is an excellent play. I think this is really the best play. So you might want to consider maybe instead of 100% stacking, maybe go 75% stacking and at least put 25, some percentage. Again, I remember that asset allocation. And this is kind of an exception because here you're going to participate in if gold goes up. And I mentioned Newmont Mining, but listen, I don't know the stocks. You could look for, maybe there's an equivalent silver miner, the biggest one. Maybe they pay a dividend too. And you could do the same thing. But I wanted to tell you that I really think these are both good plays to earn interest while you're waiting. Okay. Yes, you don't have the metal in your hand, but I know that all of you are doing this as a pure, 100% pure stacker. Maybe you're 50-50, a half, maybe it's going to collapse. But, I think gold and silver are going up like you do. We all do. We all know it's going higher. It's just a matter of how high. For me, it's just a trade. Excuse me. But I could be wrong. It could go to 100, the silver. Maybe gold will go to 5,000. I don't make these long-term predictions. I don't have any theories. I don't believe in these things. I trade what I see and not what I think. And what I see is gold and silver going higher. This is all I need to know. And of course, I'm looking for a place to buy it. Remember, my time frame is much shorter. But again, I wanted to kind of summarize, because you see here I'm going off again. It's already been 10 minutes. As you see, even jet lagged, I just go on forever. I just don't know when to shut up. So I thought, very interesting enough, that this came from a stacker too. And, whether he just going to do it with his own money, but I thought it was a great idea, and I needed to share it with you, because as a trader of all these things, I like this. This has always been one of the big, just so you know, this has been one of the big arguments of why it's not smart to own the bullion. Over the years, look at all these people. Yes, you have a price appreciation, but they always have these comparison charts that you could have made in long-term treasury bonds about 20 years ago, and maybe you would have made more of the same as the price of silver has gone up. Now, of course, we know if there's a disaster, like you say, and a lot of people, everyone on the internet is saying on the YouTube channels, the whole system's going to come crashing down. Well, okay, fine, you can believe that. But here's a way to make something along the way, just in case your timing is wrong. I don't see any negative. So listen, if you can comment, you want to write me, you know where to find me on the Facebook. I'll answer any question you have. But again, in fact, I'm even going to do a video to kind of summarize this. I thought about it. It hit me this morning sitting in the bathtub because my legs were so sore. But it's like an 18-hour journey to get to this Bulgaria. And then with the pandemic and the testing, it's a whole unbelievable situation. It's a disaster compared to last summer. I'm going to do a video, which hit me this morning. It's probably 4 o'clock this morning in Europe. I'm going to do a video. If I was a stacker, how would I do it? How would I approach it? If I was one of you and reverse the situation, and I'm going to do a video of this, I think you'll find it very interesting too, how PK would execute the strategy. Because I see constantly, I belong to maybe 3 or 4 of the gold and silver forums here, and I constantly see a lot of new young people. How do I do it? What should I do? How do I buy it? This spread, I don't know what to do. They were all searching for advice to get started. And there's such a wide variety. And of course, this opens up all the scams. So I don't want to see you get scammed. I really don't. I really, again, someone else wrote me, thought, PK, this out-of-the-box self-promotion. What am I promoting? I wrote him back. I have no newsletter, which everybody seems to be selling. I don't have a gold and silver forum, a trading room where you charge money for access and give tips, advice. I don't have to tell you. I don't sell anything. And the other thing is, you're promoting your YouTube channel. What? I didn't have my subscribers. It'll take me 10 years before I could have enough subscribers. And how much am I going to make? $2,000-3,000 a month? I'm going to be 72 years old and an old Florida mummy, which you guys know is my biggest fear. I don't want to be one of these people that I see every day on the golf course and over. So I don't have that motive. My motive, really, I mentioned it before, is because I never got any help when I was their age from my family, my father specifically. And number 2, I'm one of those people who believe, and you can take this, we'll end up with this on a positive note here, on Out of the Box, jet lag out of my mind, rambling on like usual, but more screwed up in the head from all the flying and the whole situation, not sleeping. It's a horrible thing. I'm sure some of you have experienced it, which is, I believe this, and I didn't realize this till I was older. I probably didn't realize this till I was 50 in the last 10 years, which is one good deed leads to another. Maybe it's something out of the Bible. I'm not a religious person. I'm not going to go that direction, but I believe in these things. I really do. When you do good things can happen to you. And I think this is a great thing. Besides the fact I love making this and talking, it's a great forum for me to vent and give advice and do all these things I want to do, or give tips. I think advice is the wrong word. But anyway, so this PK here, look, I went 15 minutes. I thought I could do it in 7 and 8. But you see, again, I blew it. Oh, well. So welcome. I want to give everyone a Dobro Utro, which is a good morning here in Bulgaria. And the weather is nice, and we'll just see how it develops. And they're hoping, I'll give me about a week, but I'm going to be I've got about 5 or 6 different videos I think you're going to find very interesting. You're going to learn something. Believe me on that. You might think I'm crazy, but you're definitely going to learn something you're not going to hear anywhere else, that I can guarantee. This PK or that of the box, and remember, you guys know what the drill is. How many times I got to tell you? Always try to live out of the box and do your own research. This is PK. Wish everyone a great day, and hopefully this makes some money this week trading. Ciao, everybody.